Good evening, fellow creeps, and welcome back to another episode here on Creepy with Coffee. Well, once again, this is a video recording that I've not done for quite some time. It's because I've already mentioned in the previous video, because to record, it would take a longer time, but just producing audio, it would be shorter. But, well, we are here, so let's get into today's story. Today's story, it's about something that we all Asian love, which is food. But what if the place that you go makan at, it's not feeding you, but feeding off you? So tonight's story, it's about a couple who enjoy their food, a foodie, and they went somewhere, which is up north, to enjoy their food. For those who do not know, up north in Malaysia or Semenanjung part has a lot of spicy and delicious food. But tonight's story, it's kind of tell us about sometimes it's not just about the food, whether it's delicious or not, but probably something else. It's with the food, not in the food. Well, like usual, before we get on to the story, if you have yet to do so, please help me subscribe to the channel, like the channel, push on the notification button. And if you have time on your hand, why not put in some nice words in the comment section? Done? Now, let's get on to the story.
This is Creepy with Coffee.
So today, I want to share a chilling experience that my friend Anna had during her honeymoon trip up north. While I won't reveal the name of the restaurant involved out of respect, but this story is about what she encountered at a famous eatery in the northern region of Malaysia. It all began when Anna and her husband, both passionate foodies, decided to go on a honeymoon road trip. Newly married, they share a love for discovering new eateries. I'm sure a lot of us can relate to this, especially those that went viral or heavily visited. They had already tried the well-known spot near their hometown, which is also not mentioned here, so I'm not sure which eateries. So this trip was a chance to explore new flavors. That evening, they have not had their dinner yet, so Anna suggested they go out and find a place to eat near their accommodation. It was already dark, just after Ishaq prayers, when they got in their car and started driving. While driving around scanning for dinner spots, they came across a bustling roadside restaurant at a junction. The place was packed. From outside, it looked like there's no tables. There were people queuing outside, and they can see people coming and going in waves. The parking lot was also full with cars, and the whole scene looked like a hotspot for good food. Excited by the crowd, Anna's husband quickly pulled into the lot and parked. Anna, however, felt a strange unease the moment they arrived. She couldn't explain it, but something about the atmosphere bothered her. Still, she didn't say anything. Her husband was so enthusiastic that she didn't want to spoil the mood. And they got out and entered the restaurant. True enough, it was packed to the brim. Every table was taken, and some people were even standing, waiting for their turn. Yet somehow, a table became available right as they walked in. No waiting. So they sat down immediately, a convenience Anna would later question. Very soon after, a waitress came over and took their order. As they waited, Anna casually glanced around the restaurant. The place was loud and full of laughter and conversation. Well, it's packed to the brim and not. But then she noticed something strange. In one shadowed corner of the restaurant, a woman was sitting there, alone. At first, Anna thought she must be one of the restaurant staff, but something didn't add up. The woman's clothes were different from the other stuff, and her dress looked worn and faded, like it had not been washed for ages. Just as Anna was wondering who she was, the woman looked directly at her. It wasn't just a glance, it was as though the woman had heard Anna's thoughts. Startled, Anna immediately looked away, her heart beginning to pound. A few seconds later, she dared to glance back at the same corner, and the woman was gone. There was no door, no hallway, no curtain, just a tightly packed corner full of tables and food trays. Where could she have gone? Anna's anxiety grew. She kept her concerns to herself, especially since her husband seemed so content. Still, she couldn't shake the sense that something was wrong. Then, the woman reappeared in the same corner, but this time, instead of sitting down, she was already standing up, staring directly at Anna again. Her face was pale, sunken, and almost expressionless. Her presence was deeply unsettling. At that exact moment, their food and drinks were served. Anna turned to thank the waitress, only to realize the woman in the corner was gone again. That's when Anna felt it. A sudden, sharp gust of cold air hit her face. She almost screamed but managed to hold it in. Her husband asked her, "What's wrong?" And Anna simply forced a smile and shook her head. But it was what happened next that truly terrified her. The woman, the one in the corner, first sat down and then stood up. Now the woman was right next to the table. No sound, no footsteps. She stood beside Anna, leaned over and began blowing onto the plates of food that had just received. Then she spoke. Her voice was soft, raspy, but chilling. She warned Anna not to interfere with her business and not to tell anyone about what she had seen, or she would not leave Anna alone.
Kau baik jangan kacau bisnes ini. Jangan bagi tahu orang apa yang kau jumpa. Kalau tidak, aku ikut kau.
Anna was frozen in fear. Her husband was eating heartily, unaware of the nightmare unfolding beside him. Anna, meanwhile, could barely touch her food. Her stomach turned at the very thought of eating it now. When her husband asked why she wasn't eating, she simply replied, I think my stomach's upset, so yeah, it's okay. As soon as he finished, she urged him to leave. Though confused, her husband didn't protest. Once they were back in the car and far from the restaurant, Anna finally confessed everything, from the woman in the corner to the final eerie warning. At first, her husband was skeptical. She had not seen or felt anything, but the way Anna spoke with fear and sincerity somehow made the husband believe in her. To this day, Anna was forever grateful that the woman didn't follow her home. But ever since, she'd been extremely cautious about choosing where to eat. She learned the hard way that not every popular restaurant is what it seems. Sometimes what draws people in isn't the food. And sometimes the secret of their success is something darker than what you expect. So, do you think it is something that the shop kept? Is it something that helped the shop? What do you think? Put it down below in the comment section. I would love to know what you think about the story. Well, that is all for tonight. If you enjoy tonight's story, please do help me subscribe to the channel. And like usual, if you have your own encounter, send it to me in my email. Whether it's a restaurant, mama, or a 5-star hotel, who knows? Do let me know. Until the next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and always stay creepy with coffee. For now, good night, fellow creeps.